Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about the alleged Messiah that has been spotted in Israel. He has caught the attention of many social media platforms literally within a matter of weeks. I mean, I know you guys have seen this too, like he is all over YouTube, all over TikTok, everybody's making such a big deal about him, but let's see if he really is who they think he is. Some Christians claim that he is the false Messiah spoken of in the book of Revelation and in the book of Daniel, while others simply think that he is of no importance and is not to be taken seriously. Now, according to Christian belief, the false Messiah will be arrogant, he will exalt himself as God, and he will worship military power, and he will also be a total deceiver of the nations. According to Judaism, which is not necessarily the same as Christianity, well, actually it's not the same at all, the Messiah is a future Jewish king from the David lineage, who is expected to be anointed with holy anointing oil and rule the Jewish people during the Messianic age and world to come. Yeah, that's Jesus. But anyway, who is this that we're dealing with? Are we seeing the beginning of this prophecy come to pass? Well, let's try to figure out if he truly is the Christian false Messiah and the Jewish Messiah. All of the videos that I've seen of him appear to be recorded in Israel. So in my opinion, we should probably take a look at what the Jews in Israel think about him. Because if he is supposed to be the false Messiah to Christians, this would mean that the Jews of that area think that he is the actual Messiah. So again, let's begin with what people in Israel think. According to Israel Today News, we have received a lot of inquiries in recent weeks regarding reports that the Orthodox Jewish community in Israel has anointed the Messiah, which for Christians would mean a false Messiah. We say reports in quotation marks because this story appears nowhere in the Israeli media, not even in Orthodox Jewish news outlets that are almost as eager as their Christian counterparts to address this topic. Now, keep in mind, this is written from a Jewish website. It's kind of strange if indeed a consensus had been reached in the Orthodox community regarding the identity of the Messiah. Still dedicated, as we are trying to get to the bottom of this story, we reached out to the Orthodox Jewish contacts here in Jerusalem to ask what they knew. Not only had none of them heard about a messianic anointing, most were entirely unfamiliar with the young rabbi at the center of the claims, and I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm just going to let this robot say it.
Shlomo Yehuda.
So, I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but it seems like this guy doesn't really have any legitimacy on him being the false Messiah, according to Jews in Israel or according to Israeli civilians. They act like they haven't really even heard about him. But let's continue with the article. Rabbi
Shlomo Yehuda
does appear to be a genuine prodigy with the ability to recite the Torah and other religious Jewish texts by heart. Well, that is pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. He's been doing this since he was a child, making him highly esteemed in certain Orthodox circles. This is where he got the label
Yarnina.
That's also appearing in all of the Christian videos and articles. In this context, the term is in comparison to child prodigy, though it's a little outdated since
Shlomo Yehuda
is no longer a child. So he's kind of a child prodigy. He can recite the Torah, which is very impressive, so there is something to be said about him. But let's continue. Being a prodigy can lead to great popularity and fame, but it doesn't make someone a Messiah. And as we noted earlier,
Shlomo Yehuda
popularity and fame doesn't seem to extend beyond the particular stream of Orthodox Judaism to which he belongs, and the crowds that greeted him. As for the clip of him at the Western Wall, this occurred at the annual event that begins the counting of the Omer during the week of Passover. That's why the holy site was so crowded. It was not a special event to honor this rabbi. I repeat, it was not a special event to honor this man. But if you're like me and you're on TikTok or YouTube a lot, it looks like that event was completely centered around this rabbi. Why did senior rabbis fawn over him? Well, he's a famous rabbi, again, in some circles, and is recognized as a child prodigy and even an adult prodigy. So he's a child prodigy, he memorized the entire Torah, and he is greatly respected. So, with this information being said, what do we do with it? Does this news article from Israel Today completely shut down the idea of this man not being the false Messiah? Not necessarily, but it doesn't really help his case. Personally, I don't think he is of any importance as of right now, but just because I think that doesn't mean anything. 1 John 4:1-6 says, "Test the spirits. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. But this you know, the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you heard was coming, and now is in the world already. Little children, you are from God and have overcome them, for he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are from the world, therefore they speak from the world, and the world listens to them. We are from God. Whoever knows God listens to us. Whoever is not from God does not listen to us. By this we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error." So I know this was a short video, and I really am not trying to burst your bubble, but I really don't think there's anything that important going on here. I think it's just a bunch of people on TikTok and YouTube blowing this thing out of proportion. But anyways, I hope you guys like and subscribe, because I do put a lot of effort into making these videos, even though, yes, I know my editing skills are not the best. I do try. So again, like and subscribe. Peace.